Hey everyone, so today I am going to show you how to take the colors in your palette, mix them together to get a large variety of colors and chart them on color charts. So these are small color charts where you take two colors, mix them together to get different variations, and then I'm going to show you how to do a large color chart with your whole palette. So the colors that I'm using for this small color chart are French ultramarine blue and opera rose. So you're going to first take each color individually at 100%, meaning no other color added, it's just in its purest form. Then you're going to add water to your brush to get a lighter wash for the middle square. Add more water to your brush to get a super light wash for the last square. This is so you can see the variation in the color as water is added. Next, we're going to take opera rose at 100%, meaning totally pure color, no other colors mixed in. And I'm going to do the same thing with the other boxes that I did with the blue, where I watered down paint till I get a super light wash at the end. Now for the row just under opera rose, I'm going to add a little bit of blue into pure opera rose. So it ends up probably being opera rose around 75% of the mixture, with blue being 25%. So for the middle row, you're going to want a 50-50 mixture, where half of it is opera rose and half is ultramarine blue. Feel free to mix things around until it's just right. In this case, I didn't add quite enough blue for it to be a 50-50 mix, so I just went back and mixed more and fixed it on the paper. So for the row just above French ultramarine blue, you're going to add more blue to the current mixture you already have so that blue becomes the dominant, and there's just a slight amount of opera rose in the mixture. So that is how to do a small color chart where you take two colors and see all the different variations you can get with just the two of them. Now I'm going to show you the process again, but sped up, this time between Winsor yellow and Alizarin crimson. And you can see how the orange color gets brighter the more yellow is added. Now I'm going to show you how to make a large color chart using all of the paints in your palette. I have 13 colors in my palette, so I did a 13 by 13 square, and each one of my little squares is 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. On the left side, for each row, you are going to write the name of each paint color. You're also going to want to write the names of the paint across the top. I just did the initials, but make sure they are in the same order as on the left side. Each color matches up with itself on the chart, and it happens to be the diagonal row down the middle of the chart that has all of those pure colors. So where the color matches up with itself on that diagonal row, you are going to place all of the pure colors first. So the colors on the left are going to tell us the dominance of that row. So alizarin crimson is the dominant color for that whole row. Orange is the dominant color for this whole row. So even though alizarin crimson and orange both meet up in two spots. One will have dominant alizarin crimson, and then the other one will have dominant orange. So I'll show you what I mean on my palette. I'm going to start with mostly orange, add a little bit of the crimson into it. Again, you want a 75% to 25% ratio. Now I'm going to place it on the chart, where on the left side it's telling me that orange is the dominant row, because orange is the dominant color in the mixture. So now I'm going to add more crimson to make crimson the dominant color in the mixture. And I'm going to place that color on the chart where alizarin crimson is the dominant row with a little bit of orange added to it. Now I'll show you again with yellow ochre before I speed things up for the rest of the chart. So yellow ochre on my palette, I'm getting a bunch of it so it's the dominant color. Now on the top, alizarin crimson gets added in at 25% ratio. So I put it into that first square of yellow ochre because yellow ochre on the left side is telling me that's the dominant row for yellow ochre. Now I add more crimson to the mixture because on the top, I needed more, sorry. But on the top, in the alizarin crimson dominant row, it also has a yellow ochre spot. So yellow ochre is only 25% in this mixture. So now yellow ochre and orange, dominant yellow ochre with a little bit of orange, and then dominant orange with a little bit of yellow ochre. So I went through using the same method of the 25 to 75% mixtures with each color on my palette and applied them to the chart in their dominant rows. So I've definitely sped up this process for you because in total I believe this took me about 45 minutes. So it does take you some time, but it is so worth it to know all of the different colors that you have available to create with the colors you have in your palette. Now, this is all of the colors I can create with my 13 colors on my paint palette, and I believe that comes to 169 different colors. So the benefit of that is if you're trying to create a specific color that you don't have on your palette, you can look at your chart and see which two colors will create the color that you're wanting. What's also fun is to see color combinations you would have never put together. For example, Payne's gray and Winsor yellow makes a beautiful green because Payne's gray does have a lot of blue in it. So you would never have known to put those two together to make a green if you didn't know that about Payne's gray and you had never done a color chart before. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today with color charting. There's so much more we could talk about with color mixing and color theory, but I just wanted you to see and know how to create all of these different types of colors within your palette. You might only have 5 colors, but you can make so many colors with only 5 colors. And using the small color charting, you can take 2 colors and really see the variations between colors and also how they look with more water added to them. Thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me. I will have all of the colors I used today in the color chart in my description down below. Please like and subscribe if you can, and I will see you next time.